Welcome to the Blood, Sweat, and Talanoa podcast, episode 6. BST is a podcast about three guys from Porirua talking about health and well-being through a number of perspectives, sharing some of our life experiences and personal journeys. Like and join our Blood, Sweat, and Talanoa page as we look to build our community. I'm Te Ho, and I'm here with my two brothers, Te Are and Shane. Kia orana, talofa lava, maloni.
Yeah, kia orana, kia orana. Kia orana, everyone out there. We have a special guest tonight with us, is world powerlifter, Oceania powerlifter. Kia orana, tēnā koe e hoa.
Kia ora, kia ora.
Riria, if you just give us a mihi and we'll go from there.
Okay, kia ora mai tātou. Ko Riria Ropata tōku ingoa, he uru tēnei no Ngāti Raukawa, te awa ki whakarongotai Ngāti Tuaranga Tira anō hoki, I tupu ake au ki Otaki. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. So to our viewers out there, with you coming on tonight, I really wanted to share the powerlifting world, which is obviously your number one sport. Are you able to give us a few more, some information about it, like what got you into the powerlifting?
So it all started, I was just at the gym training in Otaki at Ngā Purapura. And one of my friends was just helping me out, and we were doing some deadlifts. I thought, oh, this will be pretty cool. Like, I realized I was a little bit strong. So I went on the internet and I was trying to find somewhere that I could find a coach for powerlifting. And my friend had posted a video of me deadlifting, and Isaac King actually reached out to her. And then he reached out to me, invited me to 318 Fitness to come and have a look, and he just helped me out a bit. And then I joined the Kapiti Powerlifting squad, and yeah, the rest is history, I guess.
Oh, cool. So what year was it? 2000 and...
I think, it's been a while now. I think it might have been 2016.
Oh, so that was after me then, eh?
Or it might have been 2015. I'm not sure. I thought you were already here when I started.
Yeah. I was 2013.
So it must have been about, yeah.
No, that's awesome. When I first saw you coming into the gym where you're at now, I believe you were there with 318 gym.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, who's this? Who's this lady?
Who's this Māori lady?
Yeah, that's why I used to call you what? The Māori Queen, eh?
The Māori Queen.
Yeah, no, it was fun. Yeah, so did anyone inspire you though? That got you when you got involved with it? Like, obviously your family and friends.
Yeah, I suppose support. I didn't really know much about the powerlifting world when I joined Kapiti Powerlifting. So all I really had were the people around me at the gym. So at that time I was being coached by Clive Madge. Yeah. Obviously with Boise here, Graham. He's probably would probably be my biggest, inspiration at the moment. He's still here.
Nearly 70 years old, eh? Nearly 70 years
60
old.
60 plus years old, and he's still here pushing me, training alongside me. Yeah. And it's quite inspiring seeing him still training as hard as he does at his age and still pushing, still getting records. Yeah.
Far out, man. Yeah, he's amazing, that guy, old Chief.
Yeah. So I would say he's probably my biggest inspiration at the moment.
Wow. And I know your training partner there now, Tom.
Yeah, but don't tell him that either.
What's that?
don't tell Graham that either.
Oh, I think I invited him to watch.
Oh, damn.
I know him. He's too busy playing with the fire hoses. So, guys, you got any questions?
Yeah, Riria, kia ora.
Kia ora.
I was interested in we were talking with Tiari about this and coming into sitting down with you tonight. The difference between powerlifting and weightlifting.
So I think the biggest differences are the types of lifts that we do. So with weightlifting, you have the snatch, and then you have the clean and jerk. With powerlifting, you've got a back squat, a bench press, and a deadlift. So there's an extra lift, and they're all different.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's probably the biggest difference.
Cool.
I think I tried to explain to the guys the difference,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
better leave it to the world champion there. I was only Oceania. She's world champion Oceania, and we'll get later on down the list there. You're going to be going for your Commonwealth, see, in the next couple of months. So we'll get to that.
Really, you explained it a lot better than he did. We spent about 20 minutes in trying to tell us what it was.
I'm honestly not surprised.
Hey. But, when we were training, we had pretty good training sessions, didn't we? Did you guys miss the banter?
Oh, nah. It was good having Tiari around. Gives us all a good laugh,
That's right.
The banter's good. Oh, I don't know about motivation.
Hey.
I might have motivated him.
Well, you can tell that's obviously not the story he's been telling us leading into this.
Yeah, I bet.
Riria, what's your stats at the moment? Well, we were looking at some stats in terms of some of your past performances. What's sort of the weights in that you're lifting right now?
So currently my back squat is sitting at 232.5 kgs. My bench is 130.5 kgs. And my deadlift, the biggest I've ever done in competition, is 255 kgs.
See, wahine toa there, wahine toa.
I'm aiming to try and I have pulled a 260, couldn't quite lock it out. So I'm hoping to finally lock that out at some stage this year.
Yeah.
At the Commonwealth, see?
Yeah, hopefully. Fingers crossed. All going well.
Wow, those are awesome. Those are awesome weights there. Just to it's probably what Tahoe and Shane's weight twice, 232.
Yours?
My one.
Yours once? Oh.
Twice. Probably mine. Close.
I think when I'm trying it, it's only got something like a 5 on those plates that I lift.
That's amazing, man. 232. Ooh, jeez. So how do you keep yourself motivated to keep going?
Lydia. Kia ora, sis.
Kia ora.
How are you, sis?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, kia ora. Sis, I just... Good, thank you. I just wanted to ask you, with your family, what do they think about the involvement in sport? Like, you're a world champion, so what does your whānau think about that? And
yeah, my whānau obviously are my biggest cheerleaders. My immediate whānau, my hapu, they all rally behind me because powerlifting is a self-funded sport. So obviously, when I get selected to represent New Zealand, it's not just about representing New Zealand for me. It's more about representing my hapu and my iwi. And obviously my whānau that rally behind me and make sure, that I can afford to go to all these competitions because they are quite expensive, flights, accommodation, all of that stuff. It all adds up in the end. So yeah, they're my biggest cheerleaders. They love it, especially all my nieces and nephews. They love getting all the medals when I return home. So they're probably my why. My family, my nieces, my nephews, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've seen
Hey,
the whānau who will turn up.
just there's another question after that as well, man. That's
Oh, yeah.
awesome. But how? What other? Did you play any other sports? Like, did you play
Yeah.
any other sports, or did you do any other sports?
Yeah, so I've done wakama in the past. When I was at school, I'd done netball, wakama. I didn't really dabble in rugby or league when I was a kid. I got the opportunity to play at the Māori League tournament in Rotorua in 2019. I don't think I'll ever play league again. I did not like it.
Why were you getting hurt?
I've yeah, I'm
They're
scared.
smashing you, eh? They were smashing you.
No, I was smashing them.
Oh,
Too
that's
much
why.
running.
True.
Nah. And I've also dabbled in a little bit of women's rugby in 2020, 2021. Just with Rahui in Otaki. I played a couple of seasons. I didn't get much game time because when I'm prepping for comps, that's what that's my priority.
Correct.
Is my powerlifting training. Anything else that I do, the netball, the rugby, it's all a bonus and just helps keep me fit.
Hey, just for the guys' info, how tall are you? You're taller than me. Hey, I told them she's taller than me,
Yeah.
boys.
I am 6 foot.
Yeah, wow.
Whoa.
That's why when I saw walking into that gym that day, I'm like, hey, who's this? Hey, that's all like midgets.
Midgets.
How's the other trainer, Alison Wahanui?
Oh, she's good. She made a cameo tonight. She
Oh, wow.
come in and kept us motivated for a little while before she had to shoot off. Yeah, she's another one that just rallies behind us and you know, just helps get everything done behind the scenes with the club. Keeps us all in check, I suppose.
It's a couple
Especially Charlie.
Club, eh? Oh, I keep looking at the messages. So the Company Powerlifting Club it's only a small unit, eh?
Yeah,
And,
there's only
yeah.
I think there's only 3 of us that currently train.
Yes.
Alison and every now and then Tiare when he feels like making a cameo. I think he's just donating to the gym at the moment.
No.
Hey, Riria, I'm interested just in what is a couple of questions. So what does a typical week look like? And then what does a year look like in terms of the amount of competitions in that you participate in?
So a typical week for me, I train 4 days a week. And I try get those in during the week so that I get my weekends to recover and to have whānau time. And then a typical year for me, this year's probably been a little bit quiet. I've only done the one competition this year so far, and that was regionals. I think last year it varies. It depends what competitions I choose to do. But it could be anywhere between 2 and 4 competitions a year.
Cool. Look, the other thing I was interested in too is because you do a bit of traveling in terms of competitions in that. What's the mental side of competition like in terms of preparation, but also being away from home in terms of how you sort of continue to sort of focus in terms of your performance.
To be honest, it's really hard for me because I am a homebody. So I think it's good when you've got people that come from your club that are traveling with you. There's a bit of normality there. I think mentally for me, I just try focus on getting the job done. I try not to let too much of the outside noise affect me. I think one of the hardest comps I had internationally was last year when I went to Hong Kong. It just happened that the competition fell on my koro's anniversary of him passing away. I had an uncle pass away while I was away. And I had family back home celebrating my cousin's anniversary. So a lot of those things get hard. when you're away. I just let myself feel it for a little while, lock myself away in my room. I give myself maybe an hour to dwell on that, and then I try and just move forward and focus on what I'm there to do. It is hard. Sometimes there's tears, sometimes it's just finding things that can keep you grounded in those situations. So yeah, it's tough, but it's just about remembering why you're doing it. And no matter the outcome, your whānau is going to always be proud of you.
Nice. Definitely, yeah, that's awesome. So nutritional wise, how did you keep yourself ahead of the game too? Because like, do you do supplements? I know because there's different federations out there. So you obviously with the IPF, International Powerlifting Federation, and then you've got your the other two. I forgot the other ones.
Yeah, so there's World Powerlifting.
World Powerlifting.
There's GPC, and then there's New Zealand Powerlifting Federation.
So
carry on.
Yeah.
Oh, so currently I'm with New Zealand Powerlifting Federation, which sits under IPF, which is the International Powerlifting Federation. And it is a drug-free sport. So I have to be careful on what supplements I'm taking. I use a bit of pre-workout on days where it's really tough to get to the gym, where I'm feeling really tired, and I'll have some pre-workout. But I don't use too many supplements. The biggest one's probably my creatine and protein.
Oh, yeah.
Those are probably the only things that I use to help go alongside my nutrition.
Cool. And do you have because you have a new coach?
Yes. So I think it was back a couple of years ago now, I made the switch to Jordan Jennings.
Yep.
And his business, I suppose, is Apex Training.
Okay, cool. Apex.
Apex.
Yep.
So he's been really good for me over the last couple of years, just with my training, and he helps out with my nutrition. Just getting the carbs and fluids, just helping with the recovery when it comes to training as well.
Yeah. So obviously with because I've sort of been there. So with Apex Training, you went from using a book to now on an app, on the phone?
Yeah, so I've gone from printing out or writing all my workouts out in a book to having it at the palm of my hands on my phone. It uses an Excel sheet. It's all automated. He puts the number in, I put the number in that I done at training, and it gives me all my back downs. Keeps it really easy, nice and simple.
Yeah, it's awesome, mate.
Yeah,
like the old days.
I still
got your black book too somewhere.
Oh yeah, feel free to return that anytime.
I will.
I might need that one day.
How important is that data in terms of collecting that stuff through training? What is it sort of giving you in terms of your preparation?
It's huge. I don't now with my new coach. I don't keep as much of the data. I leave that in his hands. But in the past, it's helped. Like if people come to me and they ask for some help, or Charlie needs help with who he's helping out, I've got all that data that helped me in the past. It's kind of like it helps. It's like a learning tool that you can pass on to other people, and
Awesome. Cool. Any questions to who?
Advice to those looking to take up powerlifting.
Ooh. I think if you love the gym, and you love lifting heavy weights, I think it's just looking for your nearest coach or gym that has the equipment that you need for powerlifting, which isn't much really. It's a bar, some plates, a squat rack, a bench, and a platform. Most gyms have that. So, yeah, it's just about finding the right people.
True.
Reach out to Charlie. Oh, Tiari.
What's that?
Reach out to Tiari for some tips
advice,
and tricks.
for some professional advice. That's what it is. Hey, I have a question. So
Yes.
prior to you going onto the platform, like, you know, you sit on the side, you make your earphones on. What's your go-to music?
I'm actually one of the few people that don't listen to music before I go out.
Okay.
I don't have headphones on. I don't
Man.
yeah, I don't do any of that. I will sit around, I will joke, I will have yarns on the side with other people, anyone that'll listen to me, or I will sit there and zone out and just think about what I need to do.
Okay.
Just do some breathing,
Yeah.
some just to calm the nerves and
So do you do
keep the adrenaline in.
the breathing? Do you do that 4-step breathing pattern? Have you heard of that?
No, I haven't heard of that. I kind of just
It
do
works.
in and out,
It does
in
work.
and out. I just breathe in, breathe out a few times, and then
So do you want some tips?
from you, no, thank you.
Okay, thank you too.
I can give you some tips though if you like.
Oh yeah, so yeah, prior to going on the platform, you're just zoning out. Do you have a saying within yourself, like?
No.
mind
So
and
I try keep my mind as free as possible. I try not to think about anything too serious. I just try to keep it nice and calm, and yeah, just the only thing I'm probably thinking about is lift the weight up,
Yeah,
or squat that weight, or bench that weight.
And then prior to going on the platform, does Jordan give you the weight that you're going to do prior to going on it, or do you find out when you get on there?
He will usually select the weights, and I will hear it on the announcement,
Oh, yeah.
or he will, depending on what it is, we'll have a little discussion after my first lift, just to see how I felt about it, and then we'll discuss whether or not
Go up in small increments.
we go up 10 kgs, we go up 7 kgs. So a lot of the times it's just discussions and based on how it feels out on the platform.
So another thing too, because probably people ain't aware, there's that powerlifting attire that you would normally wear, eh? You know, starting.
Yep. So we wear in competition. We have soft suits. Kind of looks like a wrestling suit.
WWF.
That's probably why Charlie liked it.
Just put the socks in the way.
A t-shirt. And then you've got your wrist wraps. You've got knee sleeves. For deadlift, you have to wear knee-high socks. And then some people, they wear deadlift slippers, or they might just wear their chucks.
Yep. Feedback.
Just interested in that technical thing where Riria, you talked about the weights or stuff like that. Is that just in your own, you're focused on your own performance, or are you also looking out in terms of the field, in terms of what they're lifting at the same time?
It's a bit of both.
Yeah.
So ideally it is focusing on my own performance and what we can control. And then secondly, it'll be where we're sitting, total wise, whether or not we're going to podium, whether or not we're going to get best overall female. There's a few factors there, and I just let my coach deal with that. Too many numbers, too much math for my brain to be thinking about. So it is good having a coach that keeps a real close eye on that stuff. And I think it's just having someone you can trust in the back with you that will make the right decisions for you when you're going out onto the platform.
Cool. That's awesome. So you spoke about the deadlift slippers. There's also the squat shoes. They've got that little bit of a
So there's like a platform type shoe. It's got a bit of a heel in it, but it's got a flat. It's flat and it's quite solid. So you've got some weightlifting shoes, squat shoes.
Yeah.
And that can also be used for bench. Yes, and there's a belt.
And a lot of those items that you've just mentioned, or attire, it's all has to be IPF approved.
Yes,
well.
so there are technical rules. So everything has to be to a certain standard. You can't just go buy a Nike gym belt that I suppose your what would you call them, bodybuilders use. They have to be a certain thickness. Your belt, I think it's 10 millimeters. Your wrist wraps can be a certain length. I think I mentioned it earlier, you have to wear long knee-high socks for deadlifts. And then your knee sleeves. You have to be able to get your knee sleeves on and off on your own. So you can't have anyone pulling them up for you. So you can't really downsize to get more spring out of your... Some people will try and size down, but if they can't get their knee sleeves on themselves, then high chance that
you're out of here.
Yeah, there could be, you know.
Okay, so are you able to explain a bit more, because you know, powerlifting, there's the two divisions. You got the raw and you got equipped. So are you able to explain more, because you lifting the raw side of things? So
with powerlifting, there is equipped lifting and there is raw. So raw is pretty much, you can use the knee sleeves, you can use a belt, and you can use the wrist wrap. Equipped lifting, there's actually specific soft suits you can use. There's a bench suit you can purchase that helps give you a bit more spring off the chest. And you can use knee wraps. And I think there's a certain length of how long those can be as well. I think it might be 2 meters or 2.5 meters. I've done a little bit of equipped lifting. I don't recommend, I don't like it. I'm not a huge fan of it. I'd rather just use my raw strength.
Cool.
Not saying that the equipped lifters don't have raw strength. It's just the equipment, you know, there's a little bit more help there.
Oh, that's awesome. So I'd just like to bring up our trip to Singapore.
Where you weren't helpful? Where you went to sleep when I was about to hit the platform?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, sure.
It's too hot over there. But that was a good trip. You know, that 4 of us that went over, right? From the club.
And all 4 of us competed. Awesome. What was that one? That was the Oceania Championships in Singapore. I think I got second at that comp. I think Charlie just wants to talk about it because he got a gold medal.
No, I've already spoken about my journey.
He's shown us the picture already.
Well, I just wanted to say
he's already talked himself up, has he?
Yes.
Oh, is there any final words there, boys?
Oh, look, Riria, just want to change gears. Look, I know, we've talked about your performance and involvement in the sport and a bit, but going back to things like you talked about your whānau and that as well, I'm just keen, you know, you're with Wānanga o Raukawa, just keen in terms of knowing a bit more in terms of the role that you have there, and particularly in terms of through that sort of education sort of lens.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I work at Te Wānanga o Raukawa. I work in the Whare Oranga department, and we there's a small team of us. We run the Māori Health and Wellbeing course there, diploma. And yeah, so obviously I went to Māori school in Otaki. I went to Te Kura Aiwi o Whakatikuranga Ruamano, which was, when I started, we were based on Te Wānanga Orokawa's campus. It was a very small school, kaupapa based, full immersion. And then once the school got a bit bigger, it moved across the road from Te Wānanga Orokawa. Once I finished school, I considered moving to Australia. I actually tried, didn't enjoy it that much over there. So I came home and was fortunate enough to have one of my old school teachers working at Te Wānanga Orokawa, and he wanted me in the te reo department at that time. So I actually started as an administrator in the te reo department at Te Wānanga Orokawa. And then maybe 3 or 4 years ago, the CEO came to my office and pretty much offered me the job that I'm in now, just based on my experience with powerlifting and just the journey I was on with my sport and all of that stuff. And so I took that opportunity. So now I am a tutor and I teach the year 1 level of Heke Kawa Oranga, which is the Māori Health and Wellbeing course.
Wow.
Oh.
I can remember my one of my nephews went through you really a
Yes.
couple of years ago. Eh?
Yeah. So
He's
we
now
have
playing league in Australia now. So
oh wow, that's
I don't
awesome.
know whether you gave him some tips back there, but I'm sure I helped him through there. No, but he did go through and he mentioned.
So we have so some of our schools, they have opportunity to be studying at a tertiary level while they're still at school, which I think is awesome. We've got rangatahi leaving school with a degree. Some of them leave with their bachelors. It's a pretty surreal moment when you see these kids walking across the stage, getting their diploma, their certificates, their taonga, and you've played a part in that journey for them. And then obviously them going out to the world, and like Tiari said, his nephew's now playing league over in Australia. Currently we've got some students that are at the Wakaama World Championships. Some of our students, one of our students actually was over in Paris at the Olympics for Muay Thai. She was participating as a demonstration sport, I think it was called. So these are our current students that we have at the moment. So it's pretty cool having that type of caliber athlete in our classes and just being able to share our knowledge with those kids.
Right.
Wow.
And obviously we do have adults as well that are studying, but we do have the course draws a lot of our rangatahi in.
Look, I'm glad we're able to get you to talk about that, because our focus has been, or the theme of the pod has been around health and well-being, and just interested because of your involvement and with students and that around that. What is there anything you could sort of share with us in terms of just some learnings around looking after yourself, well-being, mentally, physically, just from your experiences at the WA?
I think, I'm not sure if anyone's heard of Te Whare Takawhā. So Mason Jury created this framework. We use it quite a lot at Te Wānanga Orokawa and within Kawa Oranga. So, you've got 4 pillars. You've got your taha hinengaro, your taha whānau, your taha tinana, and then your taha wairua. So if one of those pillars isn't, functioning as well, then you're going to be a bit of a titaha whare, you're going to be a little bit crooked. So just using that, I suppose, to try stay aligned, making sure your taha whānau's okay, making sure you're working on your taha hinengaro, taha tinana, and your taha wairua, just, just really focusing in on those things, and it helps. Well, I believe it helps.
Wow. Yeah, I think in our early episodes we had those 4 pillars, but in a different way. And yeah, like you said, if one goes out of line, you got to try and bring it forward again, straighten up.
Yeah. So that's one of the frameworks we use, and we use another framework called whakapiki Māori, and we kind of use that to help someone that's in a languishing state. So you got your Māori ora, which is your languishing, or you're flourishing, you're live, you're well, and then you've got the other end of that where you're not doing so well. So what are the steps we can take to get you to Māori ora? So that's one of our other frameworks we teach, or we talk about with our students as another tool for them to use to help people with their goals to become Māori ora again.
Nice.
Hopefully that made sense.
It did.
Definitely, yeah.
Thank you for that.
All right, that's awesome. Hey, all right, we'll get on to probably an important topic here. You're heading over to Sun City, South Africa shortly in October.
Yes.
For Commonwealths, I believe, or there's both Worlds and Commonwealths going on at the same time?
Yep. So I'm heading over to Sun City early October, Tom and I. So I'll be lifting in the Commonwealth Championships, because I'm not a Masters yet, so that's good. I still get to lift in the Open.
Open, yeah.
Although I think I might be ready for the Masters, because the Open lifters at the moment, they are crazy strong.
Right.
There's someone in my weight class that squatted 311 kgs at Worlds recently. So the caliber of lifting has lifted, like, it's huge at the moment. How strong some women are.
From the States?
She is from Belgium.
Okay,
yeah.
Belgium.
Yeah, so she's
Belgium biscuits.
Yeah.
Nice.
So she's set the standard way up in the skies, and yeah. So we're all chasing that at the moment.
Hey, but anything could happen on the day, yeah, as you know.
Well, that's it. It's all about who performs on the day. You can do so. You've got your training. A lot of the times, if people are like, "Oh, are you nervous?" I'm like, "Oh, it is what it is. At the end of the day, I've done my prep work." And what happens out on the platform will, yeah.
Hey, that's awesome. So I reckon we need to plug in some support for you there too. I know you have some hoodies and shirts and t-shirts and that going. Somehow we've got to try and get a link
and
put it onto our Blood, Sweat, Talanoa Facebook page with your guys' merchandise, and also I give a little page.
Yeah, so we've come up with a couple of t-shirt designs. So I've got one, Snowy's got one, and the orders actually close on Friday. So this is probably perfect timing.
Okay. So yeah.
So orders for the t-shirts close on Friday, so we can order them on Monday so that they arrive before we fly out. I can send the link to Charlie, and hopefully he can figure that out. Maybe.
He could have grab one link tonight, so I think he won't.
Yeah. So there's high chances that won't happen. But
just send it to me and I'll send it to Shane.
Okay, yeah. So we've also set up a give a little page together, just to try
raise more funds.
you know, relieve a little bit
Yeah.
of that pressure, the financial pressure that we have to, you know, carry.
That's right. You have to come up with because,
Yeah.
like you said earlier on, it's self-funded.
Yeah.
The sport.
Wow.
You know, I mean,
Right down to having to buy your own New
own
Zealand
gear.
tracksuit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Buying your
wow.
New Zealand tracksuit. Far out. But
Well,
hey,
we'll get
big
the
ups to
links
you
on the
yourself
page.
and Tom too. Yeah.
Thank
Make
you.
sure we get it up on the page there, because in 2 weeks' time we'll have Snowy Lifts on here asking him the same questions, and hopefully he will reply the same as you.
He ain't gonna be as sharp as Riria.
I reckon he'll give Tiare more cheek though. He'll keep Tiare in check, maybe. Someone's got to keep him in line.
Hey, the 4 pillars.
His pillars might be a little bit crooked.
Yeah, no, we'll make sure we do that, and far out.
Awesome.
Any final words
From me?
Yeah, from you.
No, not really. I think thanks for the opportunity. Like this isn't something I usually like to do. I'm quite I like to just keep things quiet on the down low. But it's been pretty cool. It's been a real cool chat. So thanks for inviting me, or thanks for Charlie going a little bit rogue with the invitation.
Wow. Hey, that's how we do
when
it.
you already had a schedule.
Oh yeah, I've gone off that. Hey.
But I appreciate the opportunities to come on here and talk about my powerlifting journey and my mahi. Hopefully it inspires someone to get into the sport. It'll be cool to see more Māori and Pacific Islanders on the platform, because we're pretty strong. So it'll be real cool to see more people jumping into the sport, and giving it a go.
Yeah, I think it's you just got to break that barrier of shyness.
Yeah,
a lot of the PI guys just get out there, man.
That's it. A lot of the time, it's just breaking that barrier down, and just finding people that'll support you. Reach out. I don't know. I might be able to help if you want. Gary's, he got Snowy into it, so
no. Snowy approached me.
He goes all right.
Snowy approached
me.
But
Gary's still goes all right. He knows
approached
something.
me actually. But hey, look, on behalf of Blood, Sweat and Talanoa, we appreciate your time on tonight too, Riria, sharing your journey with us. And to our viewers and supporters out there, just keep an eye on the link with supporting both Riria and Snowy, who will be coming on in the next few weeks. Get the guys across through to South Africa. To give them a hand and bringing up some goals for us. So when you guys get back, we might have to do a follow-up, eh?
We
can do a follow-up.
That
See
could
how
be
you guys went, and
it would be cool.
See whether you guys got any spare shits.
Can you put a little?
I just want to wish you best, sis.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
All the best, sister. Prayers and that are with you, representing our country, and you got your whānau backing you up, and we've got these two strong fellas as well, and we join with you in prayer and karakia that you'll be mind strong as well as spiritually strong as well. So thank you for sharing, sis. I'll just
awesome.
add that.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I think that brings us out to hey guys,
to the close. Yeah.
Hey,
so thanks in terms of sort of tonight. We couldn't have had a better first guest on the pod, so we really appreciate you coming on tonight. I think you've shared some really fantastic stuff, one around your own journey, but then also a number of other things where you're sort of helping in the community and that as well. And so I know the whānau will be really proud of you, and we'll be pulling for you in terms of Sun City as well.
Awesome, thank you.
No oro, mate.
Kia ora. Ooh, tēnā koe matua.
I've been learning.
Look,
Yeah,
I'll take us.
so I'll get Te Hau or Fred to see us out, and yeah,
Cool. Well,
outro
look,
out.
look, we'll do that outro out. So look, again, fantastic guest for our first guest for the podcast, Riria Ropata. Next week we've got rugby league icon, St. George legend, Tamatua. And as we've talked about, we've got Tom Snow, powerlifter, following week, and then Les Tony in terms of his work in the mental health area as well. So looking forward to some great episodes, and really great in terms of Riria kicking us off tonight as we start to sort of talk to a few people to share their journeys as well. So we'll take ourselves out and we'll see you next week. Mā te wā.
Ka kite.
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 Kite.